Picture a sleek, compact electric car that looks like it could have driven straight out of a BMW or mini showroom, refined, futuristic, and full of personality. Now imagine it packed with high-end features, next-gen AI, battery swapping capability, and an interior that screams premium luxury. Sounds like something that should cost around $50,000, right? Well, when you hear the actual price, you might start rethinking every car purchase you've ever made. Meet the NIO Firefly China's latest surprise attack in the global EV market. And here's the real shocker. It's not just what's inside that's impressive, but what they're offering at this price point that's making Western automakers very nervous. So, if you're ready to see how deep this EV rabbit hole goes, hit that like button and subscribe to Car Pulse Vision, because by the end of this video, you'll either be wishing you owned one or wishing you lived in China. Let's dive in. When NIO introduced the Firefly, their target was clear take on Mini, Smart, and the entire premium small EV segment. It's a 5-door hatchback, measuring 4,308 mm long, 1,781 mm wide, and 1,557 mm tall, with a wheelbase of 2,615 mm. That extended wheelbase gives it impressive cabin space and balanced proportions despite its compact size. The styling? Bold but not excessive. Tight overhangs, sharp shoulders, and a sleek tapering roofline. Yet the designers added some playful character. Triple halo lights, 3 circular rings, front and back, giving it an insect-like, futuristic signature look. When you see those glowing halos at dusk, you'll instantly know what car it is. The sides follow a minimalist philosophy: flush door handles, subtle character lines, and a clean belt line that feels elegant, not plain. The wheel design's artistic, with intricate spokes and two-tone finishes, details you'd usually find on luxury cars, not something priced like a city commuter. The rear continues the halo theme, with capsule-style lighting and expressive curves that make the Firefly stand out from any angle. Overall, it's chic, modern, and full of life. Think BMW Mini, but with more warmth, flair, and personality. Mini often plays it safe. Firefly wants to turn heads. Tesla's small cars tend to be flat and minimal. Firefly wants to make a statement. Proportionally, it sometimes feels like a shrunken BMW 1 Series, but with more fun baked in. Compared to a Toyota Corolla hatchback, if it were electric, Firefly has far more style and character. The Corolla whispers reliability. The Firefly demands attention. But don't mistake its bold design for a lack of substance. NIO claims that 83.4% of its body is made from high-strength steel and aluminum, providing the kind of rigidity and safety you'd expect from cars twice its price. From front to back, the Firefly is a design showcase, confident, expressive, and unapologetically modern. It blends elegance with futuristic intent, offering an aspirational look without wrecking your budget. Now, here's where things get really interesting: the interior. Sit inside and you'll expect some corners to be cut for the price, but you won't find many. Front and center is a 13.2-inch Retina display with razor-thin bezels, multi-touch gesture, controls, and a clean, intuitive layout. Behind the wheel, there's a 6-inch digital driver display, providing crisp, clutter-free information. The system runs on NIO's Aster OS, which boots essential functions in about 2 seconds, and the car is ready to drive within 7 seconds, lightning fast for this price range. The screen layout is brilliantly thought out. Top left for driving and navigation, bottom left for climate and settings, right side for media and entertainment. And get this, use 2 fingers on the screen. One side adjusts the temperature, the other controls volume. These are called blind gestures, and they make driving more seamless. Even the ambient lighting feels next level: 256 color options, reacting dynamically to temperature changes, music, and screen gestures. Warm tones when it heats up, cool hues. When the AC's on, it's immersive, not gimmicky. The seats, heated even on the base model. Higher trims add ventilation, 10-way power adjustment, lumbar support, and even massage functions. The upholstery combines PU leather and fabric, eco-friendly, stain-resistant, and surprisingly premium. You can also upgrade to microfiber for an even softer feel. The dashboard, doors, and armrests follow the same cohesive material theme: no cheap plastics where your hands rest. Optional extras include a built-in fragrance diffuser, wireless, phone charging, and a panoramic glass roof. The sound system deserves its own spotlight: 14 speakers with a 7.1 setup enhanced by Dolby Atmos. Yes, Dolby Atmos in a compact EV. Your playlist will sound like live performances. Voice assistant Lumo is fully integrated. Say, "Hey Lumo, lower the temperature," or "Play jazz," or even set ambient light to blue. Over 86% of vehicle functions can be controlled by voice. Plus, NIO's app lets you precondition the climate, monitor charging, and control settings remotely. Storage space, surprisingly generous. Front trunk, 92 liters. Rear cargo, 335 400 liters. Seats up, over 1,250 liters with seats folded. Hidden compartments under the rear and front passenger seats for extra space. It's clever, compact, and efficient design through and through. And perhaps the best part? It doesn't feel like a budget EV. Sit inside and you'll catch yourself thinking, wait, this can't possibly cost that little. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps us keep making more deep dive content like this for CarPulse Vision. Now, let's see how it fits real life. Can the Firefly handle everyday chaos, kids, shopping bags, weekend trips, and maybe even the dog? It comfortably seats 5, though the back is more ideal for 2 adults and a child rather than 3 grown passengers. For school runs, commutes, or city errands, it's perfect. The clever wheelbase and roof height give it decent headroom and leg space. Cargo capacity is generous for its class, and with the seats folded, it's practically crossover level storage. The turning radius is tight at 4.7 meters, making urban maneuvering effortless. Compared to something like a Honda Civic hatch, it might be slightly smaller, but it wins in vertical space and practicality. In short, for small families, young professionals, or anyone living in the city, the Firefly checks all the right boxes. But if you need 3 rows or want a tow, you'll need to look elsewhere. Now let's talk about what really drives this machine, the heart under the hood. The NIO Firefly runs on a rear-mounted permanent magnet synchronous motor producing 105 kilowatts. That's about 141 horsepower and 200 nanometers of torque. Yep, rear-wheel drive, something rare in this price segment. It can hit 0-100 kilometers per h in about 8.1 seconds, which isn't supercar speed, but more than enough for your daily commute. Top speed, around 150 kilometers per h, 93 miles per hour, perfectly fine for highway cruising. Power comes from a 42.1 kWh LFP lithium iron phosphate battery designed for long life and extra safety. The rated range is around 420 kilometers under CLTC testing, which translates to roughly 330 kilometers WLTP in real-world mixed driving. Charging is flexible to 100 kilowatts. DC fast charging gets you from 10% to 80% in about 29 minutes, while AC charging is handled by the onboard charger. But the Firefly's real secret weapon is battery swapping. Through NIO's Battery as a Service (BaaS) program, you can literally buy the car without a battery and rent one, instead slashing the upfront cost dramatically. Imagine pulling into a swap station, and within minutes your car drives out with a fully charged battery. No cables, no waiting. That flexibility is a game changer: less charging anxiety, lower cost, and quicker turnarounds. It's not a powerhouse, but it nails the balance between performance, range, and practicality. And because a cheap EV means nothing without safety, let's get into protection. Firefly achieved a 5-star C-NCAP rating, China's safety standard, and aims to match Euro NCAP levels. You get 9 airbags standard, including dual-chamber center-side airbags, and curtain coverage for full cabin protection. You get 9 airbags standard, including dual-chamber center-side airbags, and curtain coverage for full cabin protection. It also comes packed with more than 15 advanced safety systems like lane keep assist, highway driving assist, autonomous parking, obstacle avoidance, all powered by AI-grade computing hardware, offering supervised autonomous capability in specific driving conditions. Structurally, that mix of high-strength steel and aluminum gives it serious torsional rigidity, meaning it's not just stylish, it's solid. If you're trusting this car to carry your family, you can breathe easy, knowing safety hasn't been compromised. And the bold part? NIO didn't skimp on safety to make it cheap. They're sending a clear message. Affordable can still mean secure. Now let's reveal the number that's making EV fans across the world lose their minds. When the Firefly officially launched in China on April 19, 2025, pricing started at 119,800 yuan, around $16,700 USD, for the Carefree Edition, 125,800 yuan, about $17,500 USD, for the Glowing Edition. But here's where jaws drop with NIO's boss option. The upfront cost drops by a whopping 40,000 yen, $5,600, making the entry price just 79,800 yuan, or roughly $11,100 USD for the base model. You pay a small monthly battery rental fee of about 309 yuan, $56. So yes, in China, you can literally drive away in a premium-level EV for just over $11,000 up front. That's cheaper than many gas-powered compact sedans in the US. To compare, a new Toyota Corolla starts in the mid-$20,000s. A Mini Cooper? Over $30,000. Even budget EVs with half the features cost $25. $35K. So Firefly comes in at half the price of Western competitors, yet still packs more tech, better materials, and arguably more innovation. Even if it reached the US or Europe after taxes and import duties, it could still land in the $30K range, and at that point, it would still undercut most of the competition. But before you grab your wallet, let's keep it real, there are a few catches. First, launch delays. NIO's European rollout for Firefly hit roadblocks and got pushed to Q3 2025. Building service centers, showrooms, and support networks from scratch overseas isn't easy. Plus, the right-hand drive version isn't expected until around October 2025. And if that wasn't enough, the European Commission added over 20% tariffs on Chinese-made EVs in late 2024, potentially shrinking Firefly's pricing advantage overseas. Next, battery swap limitations. The tech is brilliant in concept, but the network is still growing. If your travel route doesn't cross a NIO swap station, you'll be using fast chargers like everyone else. Some early reports even suggest that first-gen Firefly models might not work with older NIO swap stations, which could mean extra infrastructure updates. Then there's range reality. NIO advertises 420 kilometers, but that's under ideal test conditions. Real-world numbers are closer to 250-300 kilometers, depending on speed, weather, and driving style. And like all EVs, charging performance will drop slightly as the battery ages. Reliability and after-sales service also raise questions. While NIO is a powerhouse brand in China, they're still scaling up globally. Parts availability, repair support, and software updates need time to catch up, especially across Europe and North America. And the long-term durability of all those big touchscreens, AI-driven features, and sensors in extreme climates is still untested. Finally, consumer trust. Let's face it, in Western markets, the phrase "cheap Chinese car" still triggers skepticism. Convincing buyers to trust in 17,000 EV for family use will take time. Insurance rates, crash data, and resale value all remain unknowns for now. So yes, despite its dazzling tech and futuristic design, the Firefly still has some mountains to climb before it becomes a true global disruptor. So here's the question I'll leave you with. Would you trust a 17,000 Chinese EV with advanced AI, battery swapping, and premium features to carry your family safely? Or would you rather wait for the familiar legacy, brands to catch up? Let me know your gut feeling in the comments, no holding back. Future family car or future flop? You decide. If the Firefly landed in your city for around $25K out the door, would you take it home or walk away?